Hey folks, how's it going? We were checking out more Ricky, Steve, and Carl stuff, man. It's some comic relief. I think I've only done 2 comic relief clips so far. I think the Elton John one and I think a Ricky Gervais one, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong. I may have done more. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just go ahead and jump into this one, folks. We'll talk about it more at the end. Oh, slow start.
Hi, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
He's so bogus.
We're here to ask you to donate generously to Comic Relief. Carl, thoughts? Good cause?
I don't want to put it down, but no, it's just every year. If I was watching this at home, it's kind of like, here we go again. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
If you want to give, give. If my dad's watching this at home now, he'll go home. It's not tonight, is it? He hates tonight. My mum gets annoyed because EastEnders isn't on. It changes the schedule. I don't like it when I see, you know, JLS sat in a tub of beans going, call up, makes no difference. I've made my mind up. It annoys me that they're sat in beans. There's people going hungry.
I have to look that up.
Sat in God knows how many tins that is. It just seems a waste.
I want to see a picture of that. Somebody sending beans.
But you think the cause is a good one?
But it's every year. So I think people just sort of go, oh, not again. How many times, if you had a mate who kept saying to you, you couldn't lend us a tenner, could you? How many times do you go, right, okay, this is the last time. We keep giving you money every year.
Right.
And each year you come back again with your hand out. How long are we going to keep doing this?
That's what you feel about Richard Curtis, who's behind Comic Relief.
Well, Richard Curtis, I never see him doing the bad stuff. He's never out there, is he? He gets all his mates to do it. Look at this I've arranged. Meanwhile, he's at home. I've never seen him in the thick of it.
No.
Lenny Henry, he's out there all the time.
Yeah.
You know, he's good. But Curtis, I bet people at home watching this haven't got a clue about Richard Curtis.
And yet he's the one who's going to get the knighted.
Is he?
Well,
Definitely.
Inevitably, yeah.
Definitely. I'd love it to mean something these days. I go, wow, you've made a Knight of the Realm. And he goes, oh, brilliant. And I go, right, here's the suit of armour. Get on that horse. We're fighting the French. Let's see his face then.
Yeah. Straight back onto Lenny Henry again.
I missed some celebrity references. I don't know who
I
the
feel
people
that Carl's
are.
perhaps been a bit negative about Comic Relief. Can you give us
Shouldn't
your
say some.
appeal
I should say all.
for people to contribute to Comic Relief?
I just wish they'd focus on one charity. Just one thing a year. They go, this year, we're going to sort that out. And once we've raised money for that thing, we're not going to be knocking on your door again saying, we want some more.
Okay,
That is it.
let's, what should we do? What charity do you want to solve? Everyone sends the money.
Well, just something important. In the paper the other day, they'd raised money for a pair of slippers for an elephant.
Right,
Now,
why?
I love elephants,
Yeah.
but it annoyed me. This picture there, 500 quid it was for a pair of slippers. Why?
I have to look that up too.
Because he doesn't want to stomp around the house in his
We
shoes.
can't save everyone.
Exactly. You know, and sometimes he wears them over to the newsagent.
You shouldn't go out in slippers. They're for shoes in the house. Right. And then that's what happens. It will nip out with them on. Then next year, the elephant needs slippers again. Pass up and out again. In the street, there's always people. London is a
Hey,
nightmare.
Carl, man.
Honestly, you'd
What, the
nip
people
out.
with the clipboard?
Yeah, you couldn't avoid them. You cross the road, there's another one there. What am I going to do? I mean, a lot of the time, I think it's harder if you're a woman, a young woman, because the bloke's got them things on Greenpeace or whatever, deafkids.com, and they normally approach young women and they use it as a bit of a chatting up thing. You know, look at me, I'm a good bloke, doing a bit for charity. It's always with a good-looking woman, not like some toad-looking woman. It's always a good
Bogus.
Now, why is that?
Oh no.
There's no evidence that she's a good-looking woman, got more money.
If you're watching this and you
So
haven't been
goofy.
stopped regularly to give charity, you probably look like a toad.
Red Cross, they've got more out of me. They keep
Bless
calling
them.
up now, they've got my number. Whenever there's a problem in the world, that phone isn't for me anymore. It's no use for me. It's just like the sort of Mother Teresa line. She's dead, who else can help us? Well, we've got Carl's number, give him a call. He's got a few quid. Honestly, that's how it seems every time. But I've told you, you know, help the aged. You sign up, you're giving your bank details. You're going to be looking after Edna. And they give you a little picture of Edna. She's sat there with one of those sort of pennies on. It tells you what it's going towards. Pay you £10. That will go towards
This sounds
keeping Edna
familiar.
warm, right? Get another pack about a month later. Open it up. There's Edna. She's got a tan. So that's what they're doing with the money. Not just keeping her warm, popping the gas on. Sending her away on holiday. If they sent me a letter saying Edna's going on holiday, I'm not putting money towards that. I'm paying for a gas bill. And that's what puts you off charity. The more you find out, the more you sort of turn against
I think you
it.
mentioned on the Ricky Gervais
It could
show.
be a con.
Well, you do have to be careful with a lot of charities. Yeah, I'm sure this one's legit.
old lady?
And money's going to the right places. But you never know.
Now, I understand the cynicism. It's a drop in the ocean. It doesn't solve anything. It's people showing off on telly, right? Trying to get a bit of kudos, whatever, right? But what is nice is the ordinary people who do give so generously, and they're moved, and they might not have a lot of money themselves. Even people on welfare benefit, they're on the dole, or they haven't worked, they hand over a fiver to someone. Isn't that heartwarming?
People on the dole hand over money.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy. That's not their money to give away, is it? No, it is. You give me some of your money, I'll give it away. That's easy. It's when you've been working all week. Got a boss moaning in your ear. Quick, we've got to get this done. Can I have holiday? No, you can't. We've got a deadline to meet. But I've booked holiday now. My wife wants to go away. We've got a big order on plumbing supplies.
What's the order coming in?
It's a big order from abroad.
What do they want?
Extra U-bends.
Oh, come on, how many U-bends do
No,
we
we need to get it done.
But it's
get
Friday.
Back to work, right? Now, you need a holiday more than anyone. If they're on the dole, they're not stressed out. It's not their money. I can give money away that isn't mine.
Carl, what do you make of Comic Relief Night itself? Do you watch? Does it make you laugh?
I just feel like it goes on too long. You know, and they keep saying, this is the figure, you know, we're after. Let's beat last year's. Well, no, let's not. Let's not beat last year's.
Okay.
Because then next year you'll want even more. I said, let's have a bit of a lull. An all-time low this year. Let's try and do that. So next year it's easy to crack. I've always thought that.
No.
It's tricky, this, because it does look like I'm having a go. All I'm saying is, if you haven't got that much money, the money you have got, you spend wisely. Over in Africa, you've got the all-time high, 50 million. Well, let's go mental. No, let's not go mental. Just give them a few million, see how they get on.
Right.
Give generously, but not too generously, because tonight we want an all-time low.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless him, Carl. Thank you. That was good, man. That was funny. Carl's goofy as heck, dude. And I've always said this, but Carl makes sense most of the time. Like, a lot of stuff he says, like, 98% of the time I'll say, the stuff he says makes sense. You know, like, it's easy to give away money that isn't yours. It's much harder to give it away when you worked hard for it. The dollar means so much more when it's coupled with all the crap you dealt with to make it, you know? Especially because, you know, a big chunk is going to go to taxes. Depending on what field you work in, you probably have a crappy boss. You might have dealt with crappy customers, crappy coworkers the entire time. So, yeah, it's much harder to give away that money. And I don't know how old this Comic Relief video is, but I remember when I started working, like, minimum wage was like $6.50. So asked me to give away $5 after everything I dealt with. Like you asked for $5, that's majority of my hourly rate. You know, I went through for an hour to make this $5. I don't know if I want to give it to you, but they always give me. I always end up donating. I'm not sure if the same thing happens in the UK, but retail establishments, when you go to like a place that used to have some charity or something going on, and the charity, like sometimes charity can go on for a month, 2 months, 3 months, stuff like that, and you'll go in and you'll be like, I've already given to this charity like 3 times, but you feel like a piece of crap when you get to the register, and it's like times I've been like, I was like, well, I gave it to the last 3 times I was here, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah, and then I still feel bad and I still donate because I feel like I'm being a douchebag for not donating. But having a hard time donating was a much harder thing back in the day when I was scraping by, paycheck to paycheck, living in debt just to exist, you know? So when you go to a register and somebody asks you to donate like $2 to the Salvation Army or $1 to breast cancer awareness, you go somewhere else, they're asking for a donation. Like, it's just all these donation things that happen at all these different retail places. And you go to a gas station and they'll ask you to like, do you want to round your change up for Children's Miracle Network? Do you end up like donating all these places? You're like, dude, I'm barely scraping by. Everything I just gave away, I gave you $1, this place $2, this change. Like, that was my lunch for a day at work. So now I got to go a day without lunch. Me working in retail, I know you can't really judge people for asking because you're told to. You have to make a certain dollar amount, and if you're bringing in less donations to other employees, you stand out, and they're going to start hovering. Like, you're not asking everybody. You need to ask more, stuff like that. There's a lot of pressure during the donation time. So at least here in the States, especially when you're like a cashier at these places. I remember getting to management and having to do that, man. The one I remember in particular was Children's Miracle Network, where I have to go bother the cashiers, especially the ones that aren't getting enough donations on their register, and like pester them about it, about not getting enough donations like that. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Me starting at Walmart as a cashier, I know how stressful it can be. Like, it seems like an easy thing, but you're the last point of contact for the customer. So all the stuff they dealt with while they're in the store, they take it out on you once they make it to the register. They can find this person in this department was rude, this place is messy. And now you just that point of contact for them to take out all that aggression on you when you have no power. All you can do is apologize, try to change their mood when they leave, and then they'll leave and they're still pissed off. So they write a review, and since you're the last point of contact, you get blamed for it. a lot. Adding the pressure of having to get a lot more donations on top of a cashier, it's just a huge cocktail of stress. It seems like it wouldn't be, but if you're like a cashier at Walmart, look at any Walmart memes or videos at Walmart and the type of clientele that comes in there. It's a nightmare. I hated being a cashier. I remember working on the front end, and I was up there for I think 6 or 7 months, maybe something like that. And I was pushing to get off the front end, like what do you guys need help at? And I remember they needed help in electronics. You still do with customers there, but it's very different compared to being like a cashier up front. So I remember that was my first move, was to go to electronics, and thank God. But yeah, man, this is good. This is funny. Carl's goofy as heck. I really enjoyed this. You know, typical Carl stuff, not holding his tongue, and I really enjoyed it. All right, guys, and that is it. That is all for this one. Hopefully you guys are happy, safe, and healthy. I'll see you in the next one. Later.